Hello, everyone. It's open house on Trash It. And when I say open house, that tells you that we're bringing all the brims and fire. And in the virtual studios with me is Danjuma, Ejike, Jabajantis, and Celia. Now, there's a saying that says there's no hiding place for a side chick. But from the looks of things, it appears that side chicks are so bold that not only do they want to be seen, they want to be heard and recognized. Mercy Aigbe comes to heart when we discuss this, and I can see all of you cheesing already. So she elevated herself from a 7-year side chick to a married woman. Now, prior to that, she has been an advocate of side chick, chop people's money, stay in your lane, respect the wife. But now she's done photo shoots. There's been numerous magazine deals with this alleged husband that she stole. So this is not new to Mercy. This is her lane. This is her third marriage, and we're not castigating that for that. But I want to go to the women, most especially Celia and Ejike. We have heard Mercy Aigbe dish out advice to side chicks about not upgrading yourself in the supposed space that you are. You're supposed to respect the status quo, enjoy their money, and move. But she's done the opposite. Why do you think she's done this?
Well, the video I saw of her was that she was telling side chicks to not just be there and be getting material. By material, I mean shoes and flowers and things like that, gifts from the guy. Instead, they need to get houses and cars and things like that.
Which she has done.
Yeah. So I sort of see it as she's always been in the forefront of, yes, be a side chick, get everything you can, but if you can, get the marriage, get the man to get married to you.
Okay. Ejike, is that your line of thought? Because I thought what she was advocating was that don't go in and scatter the home. Just take what you can take.
Anything like that.
I was hoping that was what I was deducing, because before Ejike you talk, it has been alleged that she was dating a former governor of a state, and some of our proceeds of crime, not proceeds of crime, but proceeds came from that. So I thought she was just going to stay in that space of a la side chick. Ejike?
Well, I watched the video when she ended then, and I think it's been running around now. She never mentioned anything about not stepping into the marriage or not becoming the wife. She just said be wise, you cannot just be, doing anything anyhow. Just be wise, get money, get the house, get the cars, do anything you need to do. Get the man if you can save. Because that's what me I would deduce from what she said. And like I said, she didn't steal anybody. You can't steal any man, number one. And the guy is a Muslim. You can marry as many wives. So, but it is you have to do it in accordance. I'm not a Muslim, but there has to be some level of agreement with the wife and all that. So obviously the wife is not in agreement. She has not agreed to this. And she did not like the way everything went. She has made her position very clear. Well, Mercy, many people are like that. Not just Mercy, it's not because she's an actor, because you hear people saying it's because they're an actor. No, there are some people that even we know that are like that. So I have no.
Before I go to the men, are we saying it's okay now for you to just sit on your throne, whether you are woman, celebrity or not, and just castigate or bring out this notion that, well, I'm a side chick and it's acceptable? Like Ejike said, no man can be stolen, but some men, it's easy to steal some men. But are you just saying it's okay? It's the norm now.
They want to be stolen. You cannot tell me your route they want to eat it. So they want to put their nose, so they are ready to go there. I don't know. I think maybe because it's sort of rampant and there are bigger problems. I don't care who wants to steal who. Yeah, I have your money. Be okay. No money is my own language.
I know.
Just have money, be okay. Because obviously, from the way the first wife sounds, she's very okay. She's not even begging the guy. She's not groveling. She's not crying. She's like, well, go to hell and come to ashes. And I like her stand.
Okay. So
she's the one. In fact, she's the one that's what made this matter messy. Left to me. She's the one that has not made this matter. She's been very gracious. Other than, maybe a post here, a post there, she's been very, very gracious. And I think maybe she's doing that because of her children. Because I think she has, even if she doesn't have grown children, she has teenagers or twins. So, you know, she's tried, because some other people will drag matter, drag it, everything, be shouting up and down. But she's been very gracious, and I like her stand.
Okay. Jabba Jansis and Danjuma, let me come to you before I go back to Celia. It's like Ajika said, it's reported that this man is a Muslim. And by virtue of his religion, is permitted to marry 2 or more wives, as long as what the Quran says, that he's able to love them equally. And I don't know how that is possible. Maybe he's a better man than most men that we know. Now, what is Mercy's error here? Because she hasn't done anything wrong. Now, the court of social media, as people that have gone and vilified her and said, well, you stole someone's husband, you should have respected the woman, you shouldn't have agreed to marry him. But this man keeps saying in interviews, I've got 2 wives. So, he said that. When we asked Celia, but he did say, he said, I'm a Muslim. By law, but by my religion, I'm allowed to marry 2 or more wives as long as I can take care of them in the same manner. So I'll go to Danjuma and Bidemi. What is Mercy's error if this man is clearly saying, apart from what Celia said, disrespect, his religion permits it?
But sorry, Bidemi, before you answer, if religion permits it, I'm also sure that same religion also says that the woman or the other women has to be agreeable to the man's wanting to marry another wife. You can't just tell me that the Muslim religion would allow a woman to be oppressed if she does not really want to be in that marriage where her husband is going to take a 2nd or a 3rd or a 4th wife. She doesn't really have a choice. She just must remain in that marriage.
If we're to do a poll, and if we're just sample size of 50, hardly would you see any woman that would willingly want someone to marry another wife into their marriage. But their religion permits it. So you would see instances where women, being who we are, would chalk it down to be like, well, our religion permits it, and I don't want people to call me out. I subscribe to that.
Okay.
So, Bidemi, let me come to you, and then I'll go to Danjuma.
So, going back to what Ajike said, no man can be snatched unless you want to be snatched. Some of us have had encounters with, you know, daughters of dignitaries, and the money is in your face, boom, boom, boom. And you have all the opportunity to say, you know what am I even getting here? Why don't I just go with this girl? And we still stood on our choice. This is home. This is where peace and happiness comes from. So if a man wants to go, it is in his own decision. You can't snatch a man. The man has his own ojukokoro. That's number one. Number two, does Mercy really have any crime? Maybe no. But like you women always say, woman is woman's greatest enemy. No woman wants competition. So you can't come to me as your wife, be you Muslim or Chrislam or whatever you are. You can't come and tell me as the woman that, oh, I'm bringing another woman, no. And as I'm bringing this woman, I want you to accept it. And I'll be like, yeah, why not? After all, we'll be 3 in the kitchen. I'll be having people to talk to. It doesn't work like that. The woman doesn't have a choice other than our religion, our Islamic religion accepts it. So I have to embrace it if I fear God. That's why I said people worship God out of fear, not out of love in Nigeria. If you fear God, you will let the man get away with a lot of things, you know. So Mercy, they invited her to come and chop. She didn't force herself on the man. The man invited her. But truth of the matter is, will she feel the same way if the man is to grab the 3rd one? Because there are so many girls online that were saying, yeah, she deserves to be happy. After all, she didn't marry herself. The man came to marry her, this and that. The wife should accept it. One of the girls that was saying that to me on the post, she's a very close friend. She lives in America. Now her husband has gone home to go and start preparing to marry another woman.
Is he a Muslim?
Now she's crying.
Oh,
She's not happy. She's heartbroken. She said, guess what? The woman this man is trying to pick up as a 2nd wife is not even up to standard. Like, if you want to do another woman, at least let people say, wow, oh boy, you tried. You know, let them see her, see your wife, and not have any reason to say you did mess up.
Mm.
Pick a woman that is like, 18 karat gold upward. Not that you go and pick somebody from the gutter and then you start doing romancing the stone. Do you get? I'm not condemning any woman. No. I'm just saying, if you have to eat frog, eat the one that has double-sided egg.
You know me. So you are, and I'm not putting words. So in short, you're saying, well, this is acceptable. Just make sure the person is up to the standard of your wife.
No. I'm saying don't bring more disgrace to the woman. You have gold at home. Now you're picking mud. Why pick mud? At least if you want to pick a woman, let me, the woman, say, you try. Don't come and put slap in my face. Don't you get? Already we can't control it. They're Muslims. They say they're allowed to do this. So I'm a Christian. It is their choice. It is their religion. It is their principle. So I can't control that part. The only thing I can control is, at least if you want to eat jollof we get Maggi, sweet jollof. That's what I'm saying. Now she's crying. She was saying, oh, Mercy did nothing wrong. Mercy deserves to be happy. Now our own husband is doing the same thing. And she's now crying to me on the phone through WhatsApp messages and voice notes and all the rest. So let us put ourselves in the first wife's shoe. Let us remove religion. Let us remove the fear of God and replace it by love for God. Because if you love someone, you'll be able to approach that person and be like, tender your queries, tender your challenges, tender your fears, and you will be confident that this person is not going to judge you or use it against you. You can worship God out of love, not out of fear, because the moment they remove fear, everybody is a criminal.
Okay. Thank you, Bidemi. Before I move on to Danjuma, I'm just going to welcome Sosa joining us and also rebrand the topic, not rebrand the topic, but reintroduce the topic. We're talking about how side chicks have sort of elevated themselves as side chicks to a la homeowner and sometimes kicking the madam out. So before I go to Sosa, let me go to Danjuma, asking the same question I've asked Jagojantis. This man, by virtue of his religion, is allowed to have 2 wives. Has Mercy done anything wrong here?
I can't say she's done wrong. She did not marry herself. Somebody came to marry her, but she was in the space to make herself available to him and made him make a decision to marry her. There's a lot of online preachers. Everybody's saying their words and trying to dignify themselves. But let's be clear. What she's done to the other woman is wrong, religion or no religion, because it's clearly that the woman has not really accepted that marriage. Mercy should look out because there'll be a third wife or a third side chick. She's played that part, but it will be temporary because you can't shine forever. Somebody else will come into the picture. I might be wrong, but I believe that the man is wealthy. That's why the women are keeping quiet. If it was a poor man, I don't think that Mercy will be in the picture or the first wife will be in the picture. Even if she's the first wife is in the picture, if she has a lot of money as well, I don't think she will be interested in all these rubbish that's going on. Because we like it or not, 3 is a crowd. 2 is
it
company.
is.
But I'll correct something in my opinion. A man can be stolen. It's not because a man planned to be stolen. He did not know there's other side of life. Sometimes when you see other side of life, you realize where you are is not a good place.
Danjuma, please expatiate on that.
I'll come on that.
Thank you.
When they say that some people have not seen money, that's why you see you will not fall. If a woman swave you with 50 million pounds, some men will leave their wife, leave their children, leave their
community. We advise the man to leave.
We are advising him, and it will never return.
The choice.
So it's when you've not reached some certain temptation. Everybody said, I will not do this. You've not gotten there. If you get to a peak period, we pray that we don't get there. You will misbehave. And you see, is
the only money though?
Many things.
Okay.
Because like marriage now, some men, now we're talking about women, some men become complacent in their own marriage. And for example, they don't regularly service their husband, but they don't want their husband to go outside. So what's the purpose of you being there? So eventually they might go outside and see a side chick, and it's making him feel young. Because some women, if you ask them, do this, they might say, oh, are you a baby? But the side chick will do it. And it will make the man feel young. And these are the things that some men are gullible.
I understand why I'm sorry.
Some men are gullible, and they think that that's enjoyment and perfection, and they move towards that woman. And you see, some women give you peace, some don't. And it depends on who you are. If you don't have a good foundation, you can be stolen. If you do not have a good principle, you can be stolen. If you're very poor, you can be stolen. If you're rich and not that rich, you can be stolen, because there are different levels. Your wealth is somebody else's poverty. But my question is this: when you're saying side chick do this, side chick, these days we're saying side chick. To me, it's prostitution. It's not side chick. Because if you're collecting money from a man for sex, you're a prostitute. Well, let's not deceive ourselves. If you're getting anything that has to do with gain, you're a prostitute. We're just polishing it. When they say, I want a man to look after me, what's looking after you? It's prostitution. Let's not deceive ourselves. If once you've paid, you've exchanged financial gain for sexual gain, it's prostitution. Let's leave it like that.
So why is it that men respect the side chicks more than their wives?
He has explained this now. He has explained this. Some people give you peace. Some people, they're giving you something that maybe the wife is not giving you at home.
Sometimes some women need to look at themselves. Are you treating the man the same way you were treating him when you met him as a boyfriend or when you met him as a husband? Exactly. No, they don't. Become complacent. The same way some men forget to buy their wife wedding anniversary gift or Valentine gift. They become complacent.
Okay, Danjuma, can I just pump your brakes there? Because I don't want, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I don't want a situation where we think the fault squarely lies with the woman. But we've seen instances, going back to the fact of prostitution, we've seen instances where some rich man went somewhere and seen a young girl and said, well, you're not supposed to be working. I will put you somewhere and take care of you. But they have beautiful wives at home that are not working. They're able to meet and cater their needs. But the otukoko, the greed, that is so. Do you not think that you men, and I want to go to Sosa because I've got a question. Don't you think that you men too have issues where you test out your, how will I put it? Your crates?
It's demand and supply. We are all to blame.
Jack is right. You see, I'll tell you the truth. If you have money and you give it away to get what you get, it's nothing to you. If you don't have it and you give it out, that's what sacrifice. So it's like me having water, I'm giving you water. So many of these men, they never believe they could even have something to do with some of these girls in their lifetime. But because they have money now, it's a picking choice. Because now, on a good day, some people can't even afford some cars. And when they have money, you see they go and buy 10 of the same colors. It's the idea. So when they go out there, say, oh, this lady, some of them married their wife when they were poor. They're not wealthy now. The wife don't look like their level anymore. You know. Okay. And if you see more in Lagos, it's now a legal wage. Everybody has a side chick, almost everybody, because now it's legal. So the girls accept it and the men accept it, and it's now is a way of life. But I must say something: the women have side men as well.
Let's pump that brake. Come back to the time.
It's a balance book now.
Let's pump that brakes. Let me go to Sosa and then I'll go to Celia. Looking at where we are now, where like we've got older women, single mothers that may not have the option but to marry another man who may be married. How do we then deal with polygamy in modern times? Because not everybody will find a young man to marry, especially when you're in your, and I'm not cascading, I'm not trying to be ageist in my conversation, but when you are in the later part, you're in your 40s and above, or unfortunately you've lost your spouse, you're a single mother, you've got a child, doesn't make you unlovable. So there is a potential that the person that may be available may be someone else. So how do we deal and accept polygamy in modern times? So
anyways, so when you say polygamy is at modern time, it's quite contradictory because polygamy is not something that you associate with modern times, first of all. So
it's like now, it's as if everybody is kind of polygamous in such a way.
I know. A lot of both men and
everybody.
It's not everyone, but we all
Everybody
have.
else.
Humans itself, they have this tendency of when no matter what you have, your eyes still kind of wander somehow. But the truth still remains that, I was reading an article yesterday, and it said you cannot light up somewhere and say expect darkness in some areas. When there is modernization and civilization, we cannot pick and choose what it comes with. It drags everything along. So when you say polygamy, we are in a modern life, and I don't think polygamy is going to work because people are different now. People's perspective are different.
It depends on the people you're speaking to.
I think polyamory is the new polygamy, right? I think this is
yes.
You can put it that way, but the fact still remains that people. I think that it's my own opinion. I might be totally wrong. I think people, their threshold of patience it's really, really becoming tinier and tinier with each other as the time passes. There are things that normally communication can just resolve, but it's just everything is changing. I'm not trying to be on anybody's side, both guys and even ladies now. The things that people can communicate with and say, okay, let's fight for this thing and see if we can solve it. People don't have that time anymore. They're just so quick to just hang on and say, I'm no longer interested. So when it comes to things like that, you want to be a polygamist where you don't even have the parents to even work at one more relationship to talk about two. So it's not going to work with the system, with the way the world is evolving. It's not going to work with the system. It's just going to be a messy situation. And that's why people start doing this very, very evil thing, because their mind, people are very vindictive nowadays. They want to pay back in a way that you will not even realize, So I don't know if I've answered your question. I don't think that there's no how you're going to portray it. Polygamy with this modern life,
it won't work. Okay, Celia.
But a lot of people are doing polygamy, but
I was going to say that.
Not registered polygamy.
Yeah.
If you're having
sex, great. You said polygamy. If something is great, to my head, I'm just answering your question. Whatever it is that is not polygamy, it's not polygamy. If it's not white, it's not white. There's no how you put it.
So for you, Sosa, your own idea of polygamy is bring the woman, marry the second wife. Let's know we're in a polygamous marriage.
Because it has to be a conversation that is agreed by both parties to have somebody else. It's not just you because you want to marry a second wife. Your partner. That is how polygamy is explained. They have to be like it's both of there has to be an agreement. Both partner that they're inviting somebody else to join their partnership. It's not just one-sided. All right. So I don't think whatever it is, if you want to have 30 side chicks, in fact, date your wife's best friend, whatever it is, even if your wife don't have an idea, it's not polygamy. If it's not polygamy, it's not polygamy. It's just you fooling yourself around the corner.
Okay. Celia, you touched on something. I was also touched on something that you need your wife's buy-in to bring someone in. You and I know these conversations don't happen. And we never. And we know, I wouldn't use Africa because I don't know how culture rules in Africa, but let's use Nigeria as a case in point. Hardly would you have anyone that says, oh, Mrs. something, I'm bringing another Mrs. and do you agree? No, they will just bring that person in and then people will start begging you, don't be annoyed. Is this stupid boy? It's the in-laws that will come and beg you. So I'm going to ask the same question. In as much as we might not like the term polygamy and modern times, we can't negate the fact that this is actually happening. So how do we deal with this? Or do we not just accept it and just let men roam the world as they've been roaming? No offense to Danjuma and Jagbadantis.
Do you know what? I just think that this world is a very big polyamorous world. That's what I think it is, but people are still in denial about it, right? And I think that you will be very surprised, because a lot of people now, when their partners cheat on them, they won't leave, especially when it's not something that everybody else knows. If it's just between the three of you, the man she cheated with and your husband, right? They keep everything hush-hush. But I think the world will be a better place, right? If the man and the woman have the kind of relationship where the man can speak to the woman and say, that girl is entering my eye. What do you think? And then the woman can say, you will be surprised. Your wife will just say, okay, I don't want you to go around and embarrass me. You can do what you want to do with her, and that's where it ends. So that when he comes back and the woman finds out that her husband has gone and slept with that woman, she would know that I know and I gave permission for it. Because I think
that will happen on your own video.
No, you know what, gentlemen, that's a good one.
Bring this thing.
Hold on. Celia, hold on. That is a good one. That's a very good one. Because that goes back to the next question I'm about to ask you. And then, Celia, I'll let you finish. Finish up, Celia, and then I'll move on. But that's a good one because it's a way of accepting that your husband roams the streets.
It is a way of accept. But see, the thing is, when men cheat, when men cheat, and they even cheat and bring a child with that cheating, the in-laws, the friends will be saying, just forgive him. He's a man, he will always cheat. Right? So if that is the motto, if that is the justification for cheating, and they say forgive him, men are always men. Every man thinks about sex 100 million times a day. So he will always cheat. Then why don't you take permission from me before you cheat? At least I'm still in control in a way. Right? I mean, I really don't know, because at the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of women out there are also cheating. Married women are cheating. Married men are cheating. So why don't we just rub minds and say, okay, oh, this is what we are doing today.
Exchange cheating plans.
You might as well, because by the time you do that, there will be less divorce. People will not be divorcing because everybody knows what they are running. Do you understand? Okay. I mean,
Celia, I'll come back to you, but I'm going to go to Jagbadantis and Danjuma. Danjuma first. Given what Celia said, it seems that because we were colonized by the British and we've adopted monogamy, but as Africans, we are struggling to live with that. So is it safe to say monogamy is not for everyone? And then we adopt Celia's advice that, okay, everybody will bring all the pan and spoon into the pot and we just divvy it. You go this way with this person. I'm happy and comfortable with it. It doesn't give me a problem if Ajike finds out in the next 2 streets that Mr. Agbada has camped with one person. Do you get what I'm saying? So is that what the issue is here? Because I can see Jagbajantis clapping for this. It seems you men are more open to this idea. Danjuma.
I don't think any man will be open for anybody to sleep with his wife, a normal person.
You see, that's the problem, oh, that's the problem. Sorry, Danjuma. So man is open for any other man to sleep with his wife, yeah? But then a man is happy to sleep with another man's wife.
Yeah, hold on.
Another man's girlfriend.
Hold on. Just hold on.
So only few men will allow that the wife to do that. Some men will do it. Very few, not a lot. But most men is out of pride. They feel that if they step with your wife, is like almost like a C finish. So it's a pride thing for men. But no woman will allow her husband open eye and say she's going to cheat. They wouldn't like it. Most women know that her husband has a girlfriend. They just play dumb to it. But if that man pays attention very clearly, that his wife has another person that is looking after her.
Okay, forget about the woman that is being looked after. Let's go back to this question. I'm asking, it seems that because we were colonized by the British, we seem to have adopted monogamy. But as Africans, we are struggling with it. So is it safe to say that monogamy is not for everyone, especially Africans?
It's clearly not for everyone.
Can I quickly just say, Yori, I'm just going to quickly touch that. You know what this cheating is? It's an exciting adventure that the other partner is not aware of. So even if you admit and agree for someone else to come, it's not as going to be as interested as the one that you don't know. You know what I mean? You know what they say about stealing something behind? There is something about it. It's very adventurous that, oh, they don't know, my wife doesn't know I'm doing this. So no matter how you accept, how many guests are you going to accept? You're still going to shit on top of the shitting that he's been shitting for. But you have to do that extra one. I'm excited that they want to get.
Oh, this cheating is raised to power 100. Okay.
So what I say is this: many of the men, that are cheating with somebody outside, if you ask them, you want that girl you're cheating full time, they'll tell you no.
Yeah.
So
because if they want them full time, they will leave their own.
Exactly.
So it's just like a taster. Again, they're going to taste something, they come back. They just feel like a certain incitement in them. Yeah, because if they really want that person, you will leave the one you are. So it's like a thrill to them. It's like gambling. You enjoy the thrill. So that's what it's becoming like. Because if really, 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 if you like that person, you the guy has gone out to marry Messi.
Yeah,
because he wants her. He has moved her away from what they call the side chick, he wants her to be his wife. He wants to be permanent. I might be wrong, but I believe they don't live together, Messi and the new wife.
No. Messi and the first wife lives in the States. So Messi is in Nigeria with Adeka.
So you see, you can see there's a balance. But if that woman come back, I don't think they will be in the same house because there will be a lot of pans and fries and knives in the air. So it's convenient for him.
Actually, according to the story that we heard, this woman was the one that made this man. From what I heard, the story I heard, she was the one that made him. I don't know if she's from a rich family or she had money and, I think it was in the film industry, maybe she was supporting him. And, so I think that's one of the reasons why the woman even spoke. She was actually pained. So she has her own money. And I think that's the reason why she has been able to walk away in a way.
Yes,
because
many men that send their wife and the kids abroad, they have the one that's staying with them as well in Nigeria, in a temporary, before the one from abroad comes, and which is a side chick. And sometimes it becomes it's a career, I'll use the right word, more of a career. There's a havoc in a certain way because it's not what you plan for. Then eventually you fall into it. Hazard, career hazard, and it's a sexual hazard, I would say as well. Because sometimes you don't plan to have a child and you have a child. It's part of the side chick on the roaming about hazard. And when it comes like that, then you don't have to rearrange it. But I must say, like I said before, women have shock absorber. They can absorb some things. I don't know how they do.
I'm going to disagree totally on that.
Because some men, if a woman does half of what they do, they will kill the woman in the night.
Can't take what you do. Let me go to Jabajanti because it's been. Hold on, so I'll come to you, please. Jabajanti, same question that I've asked Danjuma. Is it safe to say that monogamy is not for everyone? And you've been clapping because I see all these germs that everybody's dropping today. You have someone you want to share it with. So I'm interested to know.
We Nigerians, if they're looking for the greatest hypocrites in the world, it is us.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, we like to identify with where we think we can benefit from. If we think, oh, America, I want to get the visa. I want to have a house there. I want to travel there. I want to study there. Oh, my friend that comes from America from holiday is posh. So anything from America is embraced. Either it works for us, it doesn't work for us. Either America is doing good or they're doing bad. Everything is just okay. See, we're Africans. Either we like it or not, we're Africans. That struggle, we will deal with it forever. No matter how we want to form Western, it is okay to be colonized, but to be Westernized is going to affect so many things in our shocks absorber, in our foundation, in our bedrock. So that is why we will continue to have problems whereby the Muslims will do it openly, the Christians will do it through side chick. A Muslim will say, okay, I'm done hiding, I'm bringing this woman inside. A Christian will not do that. He will continue practicing it on the fence. And that thing will continue to happen. Either we want to accept it or not, it will always be there. Cheating will never stop. And then these days in Lekki, cheating will never stop.
It will never stop. It didn't start with us. It started in the Bible.
It's the oldest crime.
Guys, quickly, there are two types of acceptance. There's acceptance based on oppression. Yes, there's acceptance based on where you are subjected to somewhere where you don't have any other option than to agree. So we shouldn't say, oh, they've accepted, meaning that sincerely, if you give this woman another opportunity or another platform, or if you give the woman, apart from, I just want to use the woman for both parties, whatever you're accepting, are you accepting this because that's what you really want, or you're accepting it because that's what you've been subjected to?
They're accepting it because that is how the society is wired. So either the husband does it in your face or behind your back. If you find out still it is you, they will still beg. Now, will the husband allow you to go and do the same? No, but the women are doing it too, and on a large scale. In Lekki now, the common thing there is that big girls, they will go bring beautiful girl for their husband, and they will be watching. And husband will be doing the lamba. It's a new game now. It's a trend. They think, yes, if you're hard enough, instead for him to go and cheat, you will bring him that girl. He will smash. You too, if you like it, you will join. Just say you want threesome.
But that's a kind of fantasy. It's not a new trend. If people like it, why not?
Exactly.
So are we, sorry, let me just ask, are we just saying that marriage doesn't exist anymore? Because I don't understand all this that you're bringing something in. I don't get it. Because, you know, when we did our vows, it says, do you, Mr. Lagbaja, do you take Lakasegbe? And we accept. There was no point that they said we could bring in other people and I watch them Langba themselves. I'm a little bit confused here. Because it's
I'll tell you something. In the near future, marriage will mean nothing.
It's already obsolete.
So because the truth of the matter is this now. What people thought was marriage is no more marriage. So like
marriage is obsolete.
So in the future, some people will not marry, they just do partnership and they'll do because it's becoming just like for most people want the wedding, like I said, not the marriage.
Not the marriage.
The occasion.
All of us here that are still
the children as well.
Marriage, we're just vintage.
Yes, and that's what it is.
To me,
most of them grew up in the fact that because let's remember that some people are victim of or children from side chick and from second wife, third wife, fourth wife. It's not a bad thing. And if you grow up in the atmosphere, it will be normal to you for you to do it as well. So let's understand that this thing has become a norm, but we're just growing up to it now because this is our era. It was happening even before we got here. And so, but now we're mature to understand this is happening. It will get worse and it will get worse and it will get worse because even before we hide it, now it's opened. People are doing it openly now. Everybody say I'm association of side chick is normal. So, and some side chicks have done this before and they did not get married and they will not fight their husband. Why is your husband cheating? But you were servicing somebody else's husband for a long time. Now you don't want them to service your own. It's not possible. They must service your own because it's not public.
It's karma. All right. Let me ask the women then we can close. Celia, Ajike, and Sosa, given all what these men have said now, do you think as women, we should start telling ourselves the truth that life can change? For example, your hubby can go out there and fall in love with another person. Do you then accept it or not? You stay there and face your children or your pets, or do you move on and then so that you don't become toxic? Because I can see women losing out. You like in what Ajike said now, Adekasi's wife built him with her own wealth, so to say, and he's gone comfortable. And like Danjuma said, men tend to go for what they could not afford when they don't have the money. Now they become comfortable, they pick up a messy Aigbe. So do you think women should then start telling themselves the truth? Because I hate to think people that actually get married, not the wedding, that actually want to stay married, are thinking at the end of the day, well, my marriage would not last. It's not meant to last because obviously this is what we're now seeing being played out. There's nobody that respects marriage as an institution. It's just so watered down.
Well, Yuri, just given what you've just said, well, most women still want to be married, even though the institution of marriage is being watered down. Is no longer what we used to know it to be when we were growing up. But why do women still want to get married regardless of that?
Yeah, but doesn't mean you won't meet someone that.
Yeah, good. There's still women out there.
Not everybody is there.
The truth of the matter is that we're only going to be just like plane crash. They're only going to be hearing about the planes that crash. There are many planes that fly. There are many good marriages out there. Me, I don't know about that people. Me, my own marriage is okay. I don't have any problem. And if you decide to do Oribu will cash in. I don't have time for that one.
For those that don't know what Oribu means, if your head decide to blow, she will blow the head.
Yeah, so I don't really know other I mean, the people around me, there are good marriages around, find their problems here and there, but they choose not to sort it out or whatever the case may be. So this is not what everybody's mind. This is not everybody's reality. Whether we like it or not. It's not everybody's reality. So it's not my reality. Anyway, I would say that. But
how come nobody is talking about the women, married women, sending nudes, naked videos, you know?
I don't know them. My body is not even fine. What am I sending up and down?
Yeah, you know,
my body is not fine. I bunch children up and down, belly everywhere. What are you sending?
You know what, Mr. Jansik, I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. You know,
you said it right.
Okay, what I just want to chip in quickly is marriage itself it's always been overrated. Just that we're in a society where everybody just cover mouth and pretend. You know, so artists are going, as much as I like the way the whole thing, life is developing, everything is evolving, people are seeing things differently, you know, it comes with its own disadvantages as well. So we cannot embrace some part of this modernization and then disregard others. It comes, is a total package. So we're going to struggle. It's just about us finding the balance, picking and what works for us as an individual. You know, a time will come where, as we are now, with all the knowledge that we have in this world, we have children, all we can do, we might not be able to change the world, but we can begin by impacting in our children our own views and let them express themselves in a way that you can understand what the child is at that time, supporting the child and making sure that you are cleaning your own acts before your own house goes to another house and cause another problem. You know what I mean? So I keep telling my children, don't worry about it. If you're getting married, get married to an individual. Don't get married because of the concept of marriage. You know, get married because this is somebody I want to be with. I'm ready to share partnership with this person. I'm ready to share promises with this person. And I'm marrying this person because of who he is, not because I love the idea of being married. You know, if people can start seeing everybody as an individual, and then that's why you see people, even in marriage, they are still able to work some kind of things that the other marriages do not work out. Like you said about this fantasy, I'm a big believer. If I'm married to a man and it comes to a place where my husband says, okay, we'd like to give some sexy vibe in the marriage, what do you think? And if there's good communication and both of us have an understanding, we can actually come halfway and say, you know what, we can go do maybe threesome or one of these out. You know what I mean? There are little ways, if it works for you, as far as you're not upset on that person or your midst of happiness is not causing sorrow to another person. Whatever works for you, whatever you are using to paddle your boats, do it well in a way
Like
not what the society is explaining, because at the end of the day, this whole what is marriage, it's very vague. We cannot explain it. Nobody knows. Whatever works for you in our partnership, I've not come to knock at your door to come and cry to you. It's working for me. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? So that's what is just having that idea that I'm going to meet this person who is ready to walk all the way just the way I am. Knowing that person and say, okay, let's get married. So whatever happens, we are ready to walk our way through it without judgment. And no other person to come and judge or whatever we're doing from the inside. So yeah, that's just the little contribution I think.
You know what? I think I'm continuing to say this. I think until every woman, maybe I should add every man to this now, but every woman needs to, not every woman, because as Ajike said,
when you
start married, because
I'm always scared what comes out.
You want to be politically correct.
Yes, because Ajike has just made a point. Not every marriage that is good comes out on social media. You won't see those. It's always the ones that have issues that you will see on social media. Ajike says she has a good marriage. I also have a very fantastic marriage as well. But the thing is, for those people that do not have a good marriage, for those people that their husbands will always go out and cheat on them, I still think the solution
husband cheating doesn't mean you don't have a good marriage. I'll correct you.
But that is not a good marriage, Aigbe.
No,
the marriage where your husband
that is not a good marriage.
It's
not a good marriage.
Danjuma,
I'll tell you what.
Danjuma,
hold on.
Nobody
knows what the other person does.
Hold on. The thing about it is that you men would not take your wife cheating on you. So if you're not able to take that, why do you think it's a good marriage that you as a man can step out? You're not.
I don't think it's right. I'll never support that. I always see the balance.
You know what?
But what I agree. In reality is this: people don't understand. A good marriage doesn't mean that the husband is not cheating.
I agree with Danjuma.
Okay, so what? So tell me.
That is not it.
No, wait. Danjuma, defend me.
It's who they catch that you know is doing.
You know what?
But you have a happiness.
Hold on, Sosa. I'll come.
Wait. Aigbe, educate us, please.
It's about having a happiness in your home. Nobody knows what the other person is doing. We assume they are not doing it.
Let me tell you what Danjuma is saying.
Yeah, so Danjuma, you agree that the moment you are caught, hold on. Danjuma, you agree that the moment you are caught, it is not a good marriage, right?
It depends on you. Some people work it out and they enjoy it.
But you see why I said if you want to do it, take permission, tell your wife.
No, I tell you what, a man is not cheating and he says he has a good marriage, but the wife is not making him happy. How's that a good marriage?
So
There are a lot of
Good
things
marriage,
that
marriage is a package. It's not about cheating.
It is also not a good marriage. It's not
Good
somebody
marriage
cheating
is-
on you that is a bad
Good
marriage.
marriage is
If
a
people are
package.
keeping
Let's-
money
It's not
together,
about
bad marriage is
move.
cheating.
Let's
Basically,
move
what
on.
Danjuma is saying is good marriage is what you make of it.
That's
Okay.
exactly
Yeah,
what
it's
it
your
is.
own, yeah, everybody has
Not
different
measured
definition
by
of good
cheating
marriage.
or performance at home. It is
Yes.
measured by how you define your marriage.
Some women say,
best husband to my wife. I'm the holiest man in the world. She loves me head to toe. I give her money. I make her happy. But I have somebody I'm smashing in the next street, unknown to anybody. If they ask her on TV, how is your marriage? Oh, my marriage
perfect.
is fabulous. Meanwhile,
Sometimes some good marriages who provides money.
exactly.
If the man is
Okay, Danjuma, let me ask you. Danjuma, let me ask you. Let me ask you, Danjuma. If the woman cooks, she does everything, provides money, does what she needs to do, but she has another man servicing her outside, what would you say to that?
As far as they did not catch her, it's a good marriage.
So what you're saying is, as soon as there is a court, then it's not necessarily a good marriage, right?
There's not left for the man if he can cope. If he cannot cope,
Yeah, but
then
it's
you
not
let
a
it
good
go.
marriage. Then
I think what Danjuma is saying that.
My sentence was, for those people where the man is cheating, where their husband is cheating or their wife is cheating, obviously for me, that is not a good marriage.
That's your definition.
Right? As long as what it is. Whether you get caught or not, as long as for a man, when you know that you have gone and slept with another woman, and for a woman, when you know you're going to sleep with another man, and you still say your marriage is a good marriage because the man loves you and provides everything else for you, you're kidding yourself, right?
Okay, Celia,
hold on, you get to that realization, the better for you.
Celia, I think the thing about it is what you wouldn't take. There's some women that think they have a good marriage and they're comfortable with the fact that their husband might be roving around with his dick.
No.
They're perfectly comfortable with that. But
let's condom.
What did you say?
Some women
they will give him condom.
Yes.
So we've seen instances where people are going on trips and their supposed wives help them pack and just put in an array of condoms.
The reason I'm laughing is I know one like that.
So that he doesn't come back home with anything. So there's some people that accept that. But in closing, and I would just 30 seconds, do you think that patriarchal society has made it easy for us to accept men to go and bring extra wives or women into our homes? While
is that a question or you are making a statement?
I'm making a statement.
Better be a statement.
I'm making a statement. But at the same time, there's a question. Because we're saying we're trying to be different. And I'm hoping that Danjuma and Jabanantis will be the different men as we move and evolve. So how do we then navigate this? Given that we know that the patriarchal society supports men to do what they want to do. How do women, in less than 30 seconds, how do women navigate this and stand well within their supposed relationships so that when they have issues like Mercy Aigbe, then it won't be a problem if they kick against it?
Do you know what? I think I'm yet to see a woman, right, that knows or suspects that her husband is cheating and is still happy and saying, yes, I have a good marriage. I'm just yet to see that man. Do you understand? Even though they might accept it and just say, well, let me just accept it, let me not go and get high blood pressure, but they're definitely not happy, right? Yeah, so regardless 100%. Of how we want to say, oh, your good marriage might not be a good marriage to somebody else, but yes, but when there's that element of cheating and the woman knows or suspects that her husband is sleeping with somebody else, that woman is not happy, but she might accept it. And also going back to the fact that Muslims will marry a second wife if they can love the woman equally. But let's forget that one, because I know it is, I cannot be 100% convinced that every Muslim man that marries more than one wife loves them equally.
It's not possible.
I do not believe
that. You can't love two people equally.
Sorry?
It's not possible.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not possible. And another thing I'm trying to understand in the Muslim religion, and I'm hoping I'm wrong because I really don't know much about it. So I'm just asking if anybody knows, they can comment below. Are you saying that in that process of the Muslim man wanting to marry a second wife, he's not going to have a conversation with his wife and say to his wife, what do you think? This is what I want to do. And then that woman should have the option to say, you know what? I'm happy for you to marry a second wife. Let's do it. Or no, I cannot remain in this marriage. Whether I'm a Muslim or not, I just can't. I'm going to leave. At the end of the day, the woman should be given that option to decide whether to remain or to go. And now we're talking about religion. So you're telling me, even though the woman is not happy for her husband to marry a second wife, but because she's a Muslim and she must obey the laws of Allah, She must just sit there and let the husband marry a second wife and then be building all sorts of evil thoughts and evil things in her mind against her husband and that woman. I mean, I don't know.
But the thing about it is that we'll let the Muslims comment, but I grew up in Ilorin, and Ilorin, Kwara State, is predominantly an Islamic state. And we had a particular scenario where a very comfortable man, very rich, he's married, he has his wife, they're well known, and he went and received a chieftaincy title. And the Oba of the town said, how can you, a Muslim man, not have an additional wife? Oya Ngba, take. And he took, and he went home without having a conversation with his wife. And the marriage worked out. But
Was the first wife happy?
Well, that happy is subjective.
Because I've never known, I don't know any woman that will know that her husband is.
All right, Danjuma, let me go to you and then I'll go to the rest. Danjuma.
In my opinion, people use religion to cover out their marriage, whatever they want to do. Many of the Muslim men, very wealthy men, and they did not marry second wife. I give an example, Babangida, I give an example of Abacha. They had one wife. And they were Muslim, they had the opportunity to marry other women. So that one is just, you want to fill in your desire, just as an excuse. If you're using that as a religion, you want to have more women. Just say you want to marry more women anyway. It has nothing to do with religion. Yeah. And I'll say it for free. Any man that wants to marry another wife, two wives, I don't know how you can cope, because to even marry one wife and stay is even trouble. Then you not have two wahala on your head. I don't know how they do it.
So we have
two women.
Well, you said
one is enough. Then you not have two. You're finished. I don't know how they cope.
Ajike, any final thoughts?
I have no thoughts. So everybody has said everything they want to say. I have nothing to add.
My final thoughts.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to change. Just forget it. There is no way out. You are not even thinking about the hookups, OnlyFans, the people catering to those who don't want to marry second wives. It's never going to end. It's going
to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Okay.
Marriage will be history. People are already telling us in our own family, extended family, that they are not getting married. They are not bringing any woman home. They will just date. When they want to have kids, it will be based on what's that thing called?
What's that?
Prenups.
Prenups
and surrogacy.
Okay.
So you see, it's already dead. It's already dead.
Perfect. So, sir, final thoughts.
Yeah, like you said, I agree with everyone, with everybody saying. I also, Celia, I want to quickly say that a lot of times those marriages I would look into, some marriages the marriage is not based on love. That's what I noticed. They don't know what love is. People just get my mom got married to my dad. She didn't even know that she was going to be married to my dad. She thought she was going to be married to my granddad, because it was my granddad that went to ask her hand in marriage. Yeah, apparently her dad saw that my granddad was a great farmer, and he said, "Oh, do you want a wife?" So my granddad said, "Oh, okay, I have a young son. So when I get home, I would rather have my young son marry your daughter." So most of these things that you are seeing, they just didn't understand the concept of being in love and then getting married. They just say, okay, so when another woman is coming in, the mom might have 4 wives and not love any of the 4 wives. It's just like, okay, let's have it and just be running. But now things are different. We are not in love, where you know how painful it is from your core when you come home and sit down and realize that no matter how perfect, no matter how I love this man, if you even see a text message from a chick, say, "Hi, baby," that enough gives you, it just makes you want to throw up, So that's why things are kind of a bit complicated with us now. People have more feelings because they're attaching more love and commitment and affection into what the term marriage. And like what Jabba Justice said, I'm sorry it's taking a bit longer. Yeah, things are going to even get worse from now. We just need to just accept it that modernization comes with a lot of things. People are giving different definitions to relationship, to marriage, to family, modern family. Things are changing, and we don't even know what's going to happen to the other generations to come. We hope that they are able to get through it just like we are going through it now. So, yeah.
Thank you for that. I've always said that marriage is not for everyone. But I would advise that if you choose to be married, stay faithful to that person, because it's important. They love you, you love them. And when the love ends, please be kind enough to let them know that I don't love you anymore, so that they don't remain that they don't remain in a loveless marriage. And that way they too can open their heart and just find another person to love, but not someone else's husband. So until next week, or someone else's wife, because Danjuma has made us understand that they're servicing boys in street, but that's a topic that we'll pick another day. And even if they're servicing servicing boys, servicing women. We're learning from you men.
Of course, everybody needs
what you're
the boys
doing.
need to be serviced.
Exactly. So until next week, same time, same episode, probably with the same crew. It was fun trashing with you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.